Hi, and thank you for joining us today on the road to recovery. I'm Ronda Jackson, serial entrepreneur and small business advocate, and your host today. Joining us is Miss MaryEtta McCurdy of Team MaryEtta. Thank you for joining us. She is an independent health consultant as well as a phenomenal sales coach. So she is going to help us build our businesses, and because you know what we're trying to do here, we're trying to plan, grow, and accelerate. So thank you for joining us, MaryEtta.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. One of the ways that I like to kick off the show is to ask guests if they have one word that they would use to describe just now. Like, what one word would you use?
That one word I'd use right now is adjust.
Adjust. Okay.
Adjust. Adjust because so many people are in a panic that they can't have their way right now. They can't have their normal everyday life.
Okay.
Even in work, we've had to adjust the way we do our work. We've had to adjust the way we shop, the way we interact with people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just that calming of, we can't control it.
Yes.
It is beyond our control. I like to say God's in control. Beyond that, we have to follow some rules. So we need to just adjust our expectations.
Okay. I love that. Thank you for that. So one of the ways, let's talk about that. One of the ways that have had your successes is by adjusting your approach and technique to your customers, new and existing.
Exactly.
So I think that in our previous conversations, I remember 5 big things that really changed the way that I'm going to move forward doing business. So if we could kind of break down and share those 5 things, that would be so awesome today. So to start off, you had talked about being consistent, MaryEtta. Could you say a little more about what that looks like?
Consistency really does build your business. I think a lot of times we try and make things a little more complicated than they are.
Okay.
Honestly, it's just knowing what you need to do to not only get your clients, but keep your clients and get referrals from your clients, and consistently do those things. Okay. Every business has its own set of starting to look for a customer, having a customer, satisfying their need, and then getting a referral out of that customer. And if you consistently do what it is in your business that's needed to do those things, you're not going to close every sale, but you're going to close more sales.
Okay. And we'll accelerate. So we'll increase. Yes.
Increase.
Okay. So now I've have the system down, right? So I've understanding what my repeatable steps could be. What would be another component of that?
Well, building relationships is really part of the consistency cycle, because without a relationship with either the audience that you talk to in social media, on YouTube, or with people you run into, you just need to approach people with a relationship angle, not looking at them as, fresh meat in the market. But people do business with people they know and like. And you don't have to know me personally all the way, but a relationship with me could just be someone you talk to either socially on social media or in the grocery store. People are generally open.
Okay. So it's still, even though, whether it's interrelated to like a courtship, right? So how you approach that person and then move on to the next thing. Okay. Right. So we're consistent. We've added that relationship building as a component of the cycle. And then what happens after that?
Well, then on top of that, you need to, again, not look at them as what can I get out of that person, but have an attitude of service. Okay. So what do I have to offer, if anything, to that person? When I look at them from being a health coach, I want to know, is this somebody I can help? Not that they need maybe to lose weight or they need to gain weight, but they need to get healthy. And healthy is a whole nother way of looking at that person in other words, they're not like somebody who, they look overweight, I need to talk to them. Oh, they look underweight, let me talk to them. What do they need? Do they need more sleep? Do they need less stress in their life? How can I serve them?
Okay. So then what I'm hearing you saying is that sales, and especially as a relationship building process, really isn't about money, right? It's about bringing value. Is that what I hear you saying?
The value is in your service and the money should follow.
Okay. All right.
Money
So
should
that's just an
follow.
exchange. There has to be that
Exactly.
exchange. I
Right.
love that. Okay.
Right.
So we're consistent. We're building relationships. We're showing up to be of service, right? More happiness in giving than receiving, I think he says, right? And
Correct.
then,
Correct.
but now there has to be some logic to what we're offering, right? So that, can
Exactly.
you talk a little bit about your product or your service or an approach to that?
Be clear on what it is you're offering people. A lot of times people will ask you, what is it that you do? Maybe you don't want to get into a long, drawn out conversation. So be prepared with like your elevator speech type thing, but don't make it so salesy.
Okay.
Just be clear on what it is you have to offer to the world.
Okay.
And you're not begging anybody to do business with you. You're offering your service. Be very clear on the objective of where you're going to take that customer or that potential customer who you're going to serve,
Got it.
and how it is you're going to get that product to them.
Well, I like that in the beginning, you also made the intention of that relationship, which means, and you mentioned them referring you. So
Yes.
keeping them aware or them being clear about what you offer allows them to understand who they can recommend you to. So I like how you've connected that for us.
Exactly.
That's
Because
really
they may or may not be ready for your service right now, but it may ring a bell in their ear as to, oh, I know someone who might benefit from the service that you're offering.
okay. All right.
So
All
be
right.
open.
And then what, but so you've had, and well, I won't say a couple days, but you've been at this for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I've been doing this.
one of the things that you've attributed your personal success to, if you'll share that component, that was the key thing for me.
Well, I never stop learning. I think that's what you're referring to.
Yes.
There's always more, even when you think you've got it down, to review and to go back and to just see the innovations in the product line that you're offering.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you get something new every time.
Okay.
And you want to be the best expert in your field possible. So keep learning. Just never think you know it all.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
And so if someone, so two reasons I'm going to ask you this, because I think you've given a lot of value to the audience today. I know that I've learned a couple things just even in our pre-conversations, and you and I've been friends for years on top of that. But how can people get in touch with you for your health coaching services, or if they have questions about some of the information you've shared today? What's the best way to contact you?
Well, there's 3 ways they can contact me. They can, if they're one of my social media people who are listening right now, I am on Facebook.
Okay.
It's under MaryEtta Designs or MaryEtta McCurdy, M-A-R-Y space. My middle name is Etta, E-T-T-A. And you can message me. I'm on Messenger. I will get back to you. You can email me. My email is MaryEttaMc, MaryEttaMc @gmail.com. You can also get on my website for my health coaching. It's teammaryetta.optavia.com.
Teammaryetta.optavia.com.
And that's Mary with a Y.
All right. So last, and I hope you'll just grace us with this. What's one actionable thing that we could start doing today that will just increase our sales, improve our interaction with our existing customers, or just improve the way that we deliver service? What's one thing we can do?
One thing I do every week is I touch base with at least 5 people that I've either talked to before or is a client now. I try and either send them a nice little text, an email, or if it's appropriate, I give them a phone call. People don't like to be bugged, so you have to know your audience.
Yes.
I touch base with them, and it's not to sell them anything. It's just the relationship building part of my job.
Okay, I'm gonna call that 5 hellos.
Right.
Yeah.
5, how you doing? Thinking about you. How is it going for you at this trying time? Something that is of their interest.
Well, thank you so much, MaryEtta, for being here with us today. And if
Thank
you, as a viewer, want more information about planning, growing, or accelerating your business, please join us back here again on the road to recovery. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share the channel, share the information, because this information, once you've implemented, you'll see the transformation. So we welcome and we'd love to have you back. Thank you, MaryEtta, for your time.
Thank you.